What's up YouTube? For today's video, we got some more trivia. Tonight's video, I'm going to be explaining about the lowest and highest level Pokemon that you can get in the Pokemon games. This is quite an interesting topic and I'll be providing some information and some gameplay with it as well. And I really hope you enjoy. Last video we did on some trivia was the typeless video, which got absolutely awesome support from you people. And of course, I've responded to that. I hear you guys, you want to see more of these types of videos. So here we are. If you want to support the video by dropping a like and comment, it would help out lots. I really appreciate it, people. And without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, one last thing, people. If you haven't ring-a-ding that bell for the channel, make sure you do. And you've selected the notifications as always to actually see all my videos. All right, people, let's get into this. So as you people already know, the highest level Pokemon is a level 100 when you take Pokemon glitches out of the picture, and the lowest level is level 1, right? However, in Generation 1 and 2, things were a little bit different, right? Because the lowest level Pokemon you could actually legally get was level 2. If you remember Pokemon like Pidgey and Rattata, the first Route 1 Pokemon, and when you go into the other games going up the generations, the first Route Pokemon were all lowest at level 2. Now, this is actually because of the medium slow experience group having a negative experience value on them. Now what this means is, say if they were level 1, right, and they got an experience of actually less than 54, the Pokemon would actually grow to level 100. So I guess they didn't really want you to have like a level 100 at the start of the game. Now, some things to actually note as well, the early Pokemon games with eggs, they actually hatched at level 5. The starters were also at level 5 as well, and the lowest Pokemon were in obviously the first routes at level 2 and 3. However, things changed in Generation 4 when Pokemon eggs could actually be hatched at level 1. This is why I will not be including Pokemon eggs in this video because I don't feel it's as relevant. That's everything for the introduction of Pokemon levels. Let's have a look at some of the Pokemon level locations. The first location we're going to have a look at is the resort area found in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. The resort area is pretty much a small little town with the Ribbon Syndicate, a Pokemon Center, and a villa, which is kind of similar to the secret bases. Specifically, we will be focusing on Pokemon Platinum because it is the only game out of all three of them, right, that actually have a level 1 Pokemon and a level 100 Pokemon appearing in that location. Now, in the resort area, it's pretty a small place, actually one of the smallest places in the Sinnoh region. You actually see no grassy areas, but you will see a little patch of water, and near it is a tree that actually looks like Executor, and that is where we will be fishing. Now, using the power of the Super Rod, you'll be able to fish up a Magikarp between level 1 and 100, which is awesome. Now, finding the Magikarp at level 100 can be a time-consuming practice if you don't know all the details. Let's take the probability into account for finding it. The fastest method to actually finding the level 100 Magikarp is to use a Pokemon with the abilities Hustle, Pressure, or Vital Spirit. These three abilities have a hidden use outside of battle, which is really cool. Now, they actually increase the highest possible level of a Pokemon appearing by a huge whopping 50%. Now, that is a big difference when actually finding the level 100 Magikarp. You might be asking yourself, why does this extra 50% boost actually not guarantee you getting that level 100 Magikarp like right away? So we're going to be looking at why it doesn't occur right away and the probability of actually finding the level 100 Magikarp and the level 1 Magikarp. So on the screen, I'm going to bring up a Pokemon encounter data for fishing with the Super Rod. Now, fishing with the Super Rod has 5 encounter slots. So we've got a 40%, a 40%, a 15%, a 4%, and a 1%. So as you can see, the level 100 Magikarp is coded really hard to find, right? And it is not that simple 1 in 100 chance you'd probably might think at the start. To encounter the big Magikarp, you first need to land that 1 in 100 range, and then you need to look at the 1 in 100 chance of finding the Magikarp at the desired level, making the overall probability 1 in 10,000. So not an easy find there, guys, when you actually look at the probability chances. Essentially, this is actually harder to find than a full odds shiny Pokemon, which is absolutely mind-blowing. However, people, with the help of the 3 abilities that we mentioned before, Hustle, Pressure, and Vital Spirit, this actually drops the chances dramatically to a 1 in 200 chance. Let's go over why that is the chance. You only have to get past the first 1 in 100 chance that you already have to find the Pokemon, and then you've got a 50-50 chance of finding it due to the 3 abilities maxing out the level range. This makes a level 1 Magikarp so much more rarer than a level 100 because those abilities just cut the chances by an astronomical amount. Now, I was actually able to find a level 100 Magikarp, but I was actually not able to find a level 1 Magikarp. I did search for many hours, but I just wanted to give you guys the information, and at least I got to show you guys the level 100 Magikarp after finding it. Now, there's some more locations for finding low and highest level Pokemon in the games, so let's have a look at them. The next location we have is the Nature Preserve found in Pokemon Black and White 2. To access this area, you will need to see all the Pokemon in the Unova region and visit Professor Juniper after doing so to receive the permit. After receiving the permit, you'll actually have to go on a plane trip with Skylar, the gym leader, where you can go there and go back as many times as you would like. Now, it's to be noted that you can't fly back and forth, you will need to actually take the plane. This area is home to another Magikarp that can be level 1 to 100, and you actually get its evolution Gyarados, which also has the same varying levels. This area has multiple Pokemon spawnings in grass, surfing, and fishing. Magikarp has the same odds as it did in the resort area, and same way of getting it with the Super Rob. Unfortunately, I ran out of time in this area and I couldn't find a level 100 Magikarp, but I did manage to find a level 69. Now, Gyarados, on the other hand, is really tedious to find, as it requires fishing like the Magikarp, but it actually needs to be done in rippling water. As the name rippling water suggests, it's actually little patches of rippling water that randomly appear on the surfing part of the map. Now, what I did was use max repels while surfing back and forth in the area to eventually find the rippling water. Now, it's quite easy just to surf into the water and get the rippling water encounter instead of stopping the fishing, so you really have to take your time slowly. Sadly, Gyarados only has a 10% chance of actually being found in the rippling water, and I did my best to try and find one, but I didn't actually get a level 1 or 100 Pokemon, but I was still happy to actually bump into a Gyarados and show you guys my experience. Now, like the Magikarp from the previous resort area, Gyarados level 1 is going to be a super rare find as well. Let's have a look at some of the legendary Pokemon that can be found at level 1 in the Pokemon games. In Pokemon Platinum, after completing the National Dex, you can actually go to Snow Point Temple and capture a level 1 Regigigas. To get the Regigigas, you need to actually bring all 3 Regis in your party. This can be done by bringing them over via the Pal Park or obtaining a Regigigas event, which actually allows you to access 3 special areas to obtain a Regi. A little bit of a roundabout fashion, but this was for the people that didn't have the old past games. Regigigas will actually appear in the overworld and is also possible to shiny hunt. Lastly, looking at other legendaries, you can actually obtain a Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina all level 1, which is really cool. This can only happen when you have a certain event Arceus in your first slot in the party. The Arceus then needs to be brought to the Ruins of Elf on Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You will then need to meet up with Cynthia and step on the mystery stage where you'll get a choice of one of the 3 legendaries. After picking a legendary, you'll actually be forced to sit through like a Google Images video, which lasts for a few minutes, and then you can actually view your Pokemon at the end. This Pokemon is also available to shiny hunt as well. This pretty much sums up everything I've got on the highest level Pokemon and the lowest level Pokemon obtainable in the games. I think it's really cool that we can get a level 100 Magikarp and at the same time a level 1. Same with Gyarados and same with the Pokemon legendaries like Regigigas, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina being level 1. That's everything, people. If you really enjoyed this video or if you found it very informative, please drop a like on the video. I'd appreciate that. If you've got any questions, you want to add anything to the comment section, I'd love to hear your feedback and thoughts. If you are new to the channel and you've never seen me before, I hope you enjoy these videos. I do Pokemon fact videos now, just introducing that into my channel. And I also do Pokemon battles mainly. Speaking of Pokemon battles, people, we have some theme teams coming up tomorrow. And if you people haven't checked out my Twitch and things like that, make sure you check out the description of the video. That's it, people. Have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, wherever you live in the world. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.